Your film Sunny Afternoon falls within the wide scope of what we usually describe as experimental cinema. But do you consider it an animated film?
No, technically it's an animated film because it consists of single frames. I mean, this process of sitting down on the chair are 16 frames, but at the same time it is an experimental film, if you want. I would say it's experimental animation, and the second part of the film, I think, definitely is animation. But anyway, I also don't care if it's animation or not. To be honest, I'm interested in the art of moving images in general, and if it's animation or not. I mean, the first part is 16 photographs of myself sitting down to a chair when I was 20 years younger than now. Yes. And I mean, there are really different techniques in this film. There's digital photography, there's rotoscopy also, because some of the drawings are rotoscoped. Then there is object animation, like the chairs are rotating. There's pixelation, with, like my body is used in single frame mode, and time lapse. I don't know if you can consider time lapse photography as animation. Yeah. So, and then I try to mix these techniques. So I think there are really many different techniques in this film. For me, as an artist, I would say I live in two worlds in a way. I live in the world of art, contemporary art, and there is this other world of animation film. And a representative of the contemporary art is avant-garde film. So in a way, I feel in the film I'm sitting on the chair, but in my life as an artist, I very often have the feeling I'm sitting between two chairs. This avant-garde film circuit or scene and this animation film scene, I think they're sometimes quite separated from each other, because both of these scenes have their logics, have their preferences, have their taboos. And then I told my composer, and I must really say that for the film it's very important that I collaborate with him, because he's a very good musician and composer. I asked him, please, can you make some music which is the total opposite of the first part, and something very funny, very popular, you know, conventional, popular, and it should be like clashing contrasts. Yeah, I mean, as different as the image is from the first and second part, I wanted also the music to be completely different approaches, to make clear that there are two kind of strategies, also in reality, and they kind of don't go together well in the reality, but they could. I mean, I'm in both. I'm in both categories active, and I find it kind of strange that that there's not more connection.
And I must say that your film met rather enthusiastic reaction of the audience. Do you think that this avant-garde attitude can be audience-friendly?
That's a funny question. I did not expect this extremely positive reaction of the audience, to be honest. I made the film because I had to do it, and I enjoyed myself a lot while I was doing it. And I had a lot of fun also with my daughters. They are 19 and 22, and the older one is also studying art. And they watched me doing the film, and we had a lot of fun watching these sequences with myself on the chair. And I don't know what you're saying. It means that avant-garde film is torture, no? Somehow, something like that.
It's usually considered as a torture, but by mass audience.
I must say that sometimes I also feel tortured in avant-garde programs. And this is, I think, the reason why I kind of allow myself to take a little bit of revenge for this torture. But on the other hand, I must say I really like avant-garde film. So it's not because I'm not doing this because I hate avant-garde film. I'm doing this because I like it, but I think it should not be so narrow-minded. It should be more open to other forms. It should open up more. I think avant-garde film today has become very, in a way, I would say, even it sounds absurd, but has become quite conventional, I think. It has become very dogmatic. And it's like a little family of people who like this type of stuff, and they look like this, and everything left and right is not allowed.
Just if you could also comment the first film, because I'm very keen, I'm very fond of this first film, you know, Paper Box by Zbigniew Czapla. What do you think about that one?
Oh, it's one of my absolute favorite films. I like it a lot, yes. I think that's a good example for an avant-garde film, or how, I really like to mix up these terms, because I think they have not a really deep meaning. If you say avant-garde film or experimental film, I really don't care. But yeah, I think this is a film that really moves me and really touches me, and it's a really strong work, and it's nice to see it here. But it's also clear that films in this kind are the minority at animation film festivals. I think that's obvious also. And I would like to see more films like this film by Zbigniew Czapla.
Is it your first time on Animateka, and what's your impression about the festival?
No, I was at the first edition of Animateka. I was here, and I'm a good friend with Igor, and I like the festival a lot. I think he really tries to show also experimental films. I think it's not his fault that there are not more. I think the problem is really more the education that the art universities and the film schools, I think they're not that much interested in opening the interest of students in this direction. That's the problem. No, the festival is really nice. I like it. It's you can meet the filmmakers. There are a lot of possibilities to talk with them, and the atmosphere is nice, and programming is nice, and yeah, I think it has a good size also. It's not too big, and the locations around are nice, and yeah, I really enjoy to be here.
Thank you.
Okay.